My name is William Valentin, and I'm running for Correction Officers Benevolent Association President. This message is for the junior officers in corrections. That is, anyone with less than 10 years on the job, specifically those who came in after 2013. I want to talk a bit about the Heritage Feast. Recently, Norman Seabrook asked the Commissioner to bus 5 busloads of recruits over to Rikers Island to partake in the Heritage Feast. The Heritage Feast is done annually since the last couple of years, and it's a great event. Lots of food, good people, a great place to network. This year it was done a bit differently. I've never seen every member of the Academy brought over to partake in the feast. Furthermore, Norman Seabrook was there, and he was overly friendly. He was filming it, and he was talking to the recruits, and he was hugging you and how we got your back, and we're not going to let you down. Don't worry, we got you. We're a family. We're all together. And it's not unusual for him to speak that way, but he was filming it, and it was only when I saw the film on Facebook that I realized why he did it. I mean, the film was pretty much 85 to 90% about the recruits and the union. I realized that it was a campaign video. I realized that the reason why it was so unusual the way it was done this year is because it's an election year, and there was quite a number of recruits in the Academy. The largest Academy class almost in history in corrections. Almost 700 recruits. First of all, I salute you all for taking this job. This is a very difficult job in a very difficult time, but it does have its benefits. I have family members who have retired from this job. I have friends who have retired from this job, and they've been able to provide for their families thanks to corrections. So it is an excellent opportunity and an excellent job. And if you remember your training, if you're aware of your surroundings, and if you use your wit, they'll serve you well. Anyway, there's some things that I want to talk to you about that weren't mentioned to you at the Heritage Feast. I'm pretty sure they weren't mentioned to you at all. Norman Seabrook is known for throwing a great party and feeding correction officers. He sure can throw a shindig. But what he didn't tell you was that he just recently lost a lot of benefits for you that many other correction officers still enjoy. Let me give you an example. You just lost a 20-year pension where you can retire at half pay after 20 years. You now have to work almost 23 years to collect that same pension. Furthermore, you're likely to be the correction officers that are assaulted the most in the history of corrections. And one of the benefits that we have is the 3/4 disability benefit, which allows you, if you're assaulted or suffer a serious injury at the hands of an inmate, you can retire on a 3/4 disability pension. You're no longer able to do that. That was given away by Norman Seabrook. The 3/4 heart bill. The heart bill basically indicates that it's presumed, because of the stress of this job, that most heart-related illnesses are as a result of you being a correction officer, and you're entitled to retire on a 3/4 disability pension should you develop one of those illnesses. Not you. You will not have that benefit anymore. Norman Seabrook gave that away. Bloodborne pathogen benefit. Basically, if you're spit on, or if an inmate mixes urine and feces and throws it on you, or you're stabbed or pricked by a shank or an object in the cell, and you develop a bloodborne disease, you would be covered under the bloodborne pathogen benefit, and therefore entitled to a 3/4 disability pension. You're not entitled to that anymore. That was given away by Norman Seabrook. If If a correction officer meets some financial hardship, or one of their family members is in need of money, or you're ready to buy a house, or start a family, you can take what's called a pension loan out. You go to NYCERS, you put in an application, and some of you can take up to $40,000 loan from your pension to cover those situations. Not you. You're not able to do that anymore. That was given away by Norman Seabrook. Most correction officers, when they work overtime, the overtime is 100% pensionable, which means if you work 8 hours a day and then 8 hours of overtime, that's 16 hours that gets credited to your pension. Your pension is going to be tallied in a different way. You're no longer going to be entitled to 100% of your overtime in your pension. It's different now. These are just some of the benefits that were given away. We like to call it being sold out by Norman Seabrook. He didn't mention that to you when he was feeding you and saying all those nice things. But let me tell you, that's the truth. My name is William Valentin. I'm running for COBA president. The elections are in June. You will all get an election ballot in the mail. That election ballot, since your address and phone number is nice and fresh in the COBA files, you're certain to get them, which is why he made such a spectacle at the Heritage Feast. At this point, you have to use your head and decide which leader is best for you. What I'd like for you to do is talk to the other correction officers. Talk to them. They'll tell you. They'll tell you what they think. But don't go by what people think. Make your own decision. Google Norman Seabrook and see what you come up with. How many scandals he's involved in, especially currently. He's under federal investigation for allegedly misspending your union dues. So again, the COBA elections is in June. Within 30 days, you'll get a ballot in the mail. They'll be tricky on the ballot and they'll try to put a slate together where you'll click one little button and it'll vote for Norman Seabrook and everybody else that's up there. I ask you to look at that ballot carefully. My name is William Valentin. Go to www.policeofthejails.com. On that website, I list my qualifications for the position and the things that I intend to change for correction officers. Those benefits I referred to earlier that you no longer have, I'll get them back for you. Again, vote wisely. This is one of the most historic votes in correction officers' history. I thought you should know the other side of the coin before you voted, because surely you weren't told that. So this educational video is being done to inform you of those facts. Talk to the other officers. Make your own decision. Google, go on my website, www.policeofthejails.com. Do your investigation and vote wisely. God bless you and your families. I look forward to working for you very soon.